Shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so fast, we know we're good. Blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle. Well, they call me Sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making more dance. We had to go since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here to look for trouble. We just come here to do the Super Bowl shuffle. This is Stevie Willis, and I'm world class. I like running, but I love to get the pass. I practice all day and dance all night. I gotta get ready for the Sunday fight. Now I'm as smooth as a chocolate swirl. I dance a little funky, so watch me, girl. There's no one here that does it like me. My Super Bowl shuffle will set you free.
I'm Samurai Mike, I stop 'em cold. Part of the defense, big and bold. I've been jamming for quite a while, doing what's right and setting the style. Give me a chance, I'll rock you good. Nobody messing in my neighborhood. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so fast, we know we're good. Blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I'm the punky QB known as McMahon. When I hit the turf, I've got no plan. I just throw my body all over the field. I can't dance, but I can throw the field. I motivate the cats, I like to tease. I play so cool, I aim to please. That's why you all got here on the double to catch me doing the Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm mama's boy, Otis, one of a kind. The ladies all loving for my body and my mind. I'm slick on the floor as I can be, but ain't no something gonna get past me. Some guys are jealous of us down in class. That's why I jumped in up on that. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I'm just getting down to the Super Bowl shuffle.
Yep, the Super Bowl shuffle. The Chicago Bears on Rad B.I.D. Jones. One of the few things I love in life is the Chicago Bears. Now, haven't had a chance to get into my Bears things for the last few months, but I'm back. Now, few things been going on since I've been gone. The season has started. We winning the 6 games. Now, beginning of the season, I felt like we should win 7, maybe 8 games. That's my thing. I'm sticking with that. I'm gonna go with 8 games. Now, I watch a lot of podcast, Chicago Bears outlets, and Chicago Bear media, right? And it's tough to watch. It's tough to listen to from people like Cap or NBC Sports. Then you got Chicago Bears podcast, CHGO. Then you got Hogan Johns, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot of podcasts out there, you know what I'm saying? And if you watch and listen to them, right, it's just like, man, they more depressing than anything, bro. Like, for example, throughout last season, it was all whining and crying and shit, right? To me, let's go back a little bit, because I don't think I really dove into the fact that Matt Nagy and all this shit. First, Matt Nagy, to me, Matt Nagy, I felt like as a coach, put like this, I like Matt Nagy, put like that, man. And I just feel like once you get a coach, just let him coach, man. Like you can't just fire these coaches, bro. You just gotta let coaches, especially when you get a coach that was never a coach before. You know what I'm saying? It was like an assistant or some shit. So you just gotta, you can't fire them 3-4 years into you picking an assistant that never coached before. It's like, come on, man. You at least, this is more of me talking about the organization as a whole, Chicago Bears. Like, it's like you can't just fire a coach 4 years in and he was an assistant when you hired him. It's like, what are you expecting to happen in 4 years, bro? First of all, he got to learn on the job. You should have known that when you hired him. You know what I'm saying? So he win Coach of the Year, right? So you feel good. Like, once you win Coach of the Year, you might as well just let him keep on coaching, right? Change everything else around. Tell him to change his offensive coordinator. Tell him fire this and that. But keep him. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him everything he need to be successful, you know? But towards the end of the season, all you heard was all these podcasts, man, just crying and whining. Fire this person, fire that person. So at the end, they even up into, they want to get rid of the owners, the GMs, whoever. It's like, come the fuck on. Me personally, when I watch football ever since I was a kid, man, I've been liking the Chicago Bears since '84. That's when I first started liking the Bears and shit. I didn't never really like the Bears themselves. I always loved Walter Payton and shit. He was just like, man, Walter Payton was like that. And that made me a Bears fan. You know what I'm saying? So when that '85 season came around, I was young, I was little, but I was into football hard. And it was just like the Chicago Bears was just like this young. When you hear people like in their 20s now, like, man, we y'all move on and start talking. We gotta need something for the 20s or some shit. Like, bruh, if you just know the amount of domination that Chicago Bears had at that time, it's just crazy, bruh. So at the end of the season, you got all these people crying and whining. You got Cap on NBC Sports. You got for Hogan Johns, they crying. You got all these people all around the Chicago Twitter crying and whining. So they fire him. The following season, right? Now, to anybody in their right mind, if you fire your coach, fire the GM, bring in 2 new people, how will 4 or 5 games into the season, less than a year into their jobs, will you start stressing? It's like, what? So you listen to these podcasts, they just going over the top. They dying now. Oh my God, Justin Fields this, Justin Fields that. It's like they go into press conferences, man. I love these press conferences when the coaches going in. And all they hearing is Justin Field questions. You know, it's like, what the fuck? I have a team here. You know what I'm saying? I know the coaches, Coach Flukes be like, man, bruh, I have a whole team. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, every time I come in, all y'all want to do is talk about Fields. Like, bruh, what Flukes need to say one day, we in these press conferences, just be like, look, I understand, man, whatever happened before when I got here, man, the coaches, your quarterbacks, your history of quarterbacks, I get it. But me, my coaching staff, and Justin Fields was not part of none of that. It wasn't none of our faults. We had nothing to do with it. Can you let us build this team, please and thank you? We can't go 5, 6 games in, 4 games in reality and start talking about looking for other quarterbacks. Really? Was bring me to a bigger point. Man. These Chicago Bears, right? The first franchise ever assembled in the NFL. The starter franchise. The owner, The only female, one of the only females in NFL that owns a franchise. She in her 90s. The Chicago Bears. We have a black. Now, I want y'all to make sure I get it. Is my mic on? Make sure everybody can listen to what I'm saying. Yep, mic on. We have at the Chicago Bears a black GM. Now, I told y'all before I started this damn thing that I been loving the Bears since '84. And to my remembrance, nope, it's not a black GM in sight. So that's new for the Chicago fan base. Whether anybody want to agree with that or not, it's new. Second, franchise quarterback. This is one thing. These two things here, the NFL live, NFL stations, it's not really talking about enough. Is black GM, black starting quarterback in Chicago Bears. Potential franchise quarterback. Me, he is the franchise quarterback, if you ask me, right? Was getting me to my bigger point. Now, as him being black, Justin Fields, this is a little tricky here. Because does the fan base even give this quarterback even iota of a hell of a chance to even be a Chicago Bear? Justin Fields. Me personally, I think he should have been drafted way ahead of ahead of Lawrence. But hey, to each his own, right? So in Jacksonville, they loaded the whole squads up and all this nonsense. And quarterback looks about the same rate as my man here. Nothing better, nothing different. The only problem my man Justin Fields have is his receivers need to catch the ball, bro. If they catch the ball, this whole season will be different. If they just catch key passes. If the punt returner catch key punt returns. Things that are out of his hands. Only thing in his hands is get us to the 5-yard line on his feet. That's all he can do. He couldn't do much more. When they call the next play, it's to hand it off to the running back thing is another thing I need to get into too. They don't hand it off to Montgomery. Now, Khalil Herbert, I like him. He's a good running back. Tough running back. Get you yards when you need him. But he's a backup running back, bro. Montgomery is a running back that needs to be played like a running back. 25 to 30 carries a game. I don't give a fuck if he's getting 2 yards a pop. Okay? When I look back in history, Walter Payton, for example, he was getting 25, 30 carries a game. It didn't matter. At the end, he only had 85 yards, 90 yards. He still had 27 carries. Right? You got to feed the running back the ball. You can't run him, take him out, put another running back in. Like, come on. If he ain't tapping his helmet, Montgomery need to play every down, bro. It's just that fucking simple. Herbert need to wait until he tap his helmet. It's just that fucking simple, bro. Simple. We talking Montgomery block, pass catch. I mean, and he can go and run routes. Like, you can't take him out. He's slippery. The shifting. Come on, bro. You can't take Montgomery out. He's the running back. Period. You keep him in there with Fields. You got a potent thing going on back there, bro. Period. Now, right up to this point, as I get into field stats, right? Let's get into some stats. Because up until this point, it's just getting real irritating with the Chicago media, bro. Now, I'm always in all Chicago media in their chats and everything, right? But I'm always in there as under my podcast, YouTube, which is T3P Podcast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always under the T3P Podcast comment, you know what I'm saying? Just giving my impressions of whatever going on. I'm all over Chicago media. Second City Gridiron. I like them though. They like some of it's like certain guys on there that really goes into stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the guys that be on there joining like 5 hours streaming, but he goes over like every play. Like I like that shit though. Like it's somebody that 5 hour thing I don't like, but he go over every single play of the game, bro. It's like I like that. Even though nobody's a professional, you know what I'm saying? He's not claiming to be a professional. It's Second City Gridiron for anybody that watch Chicago stuff. You like Chicago Bears stuff, check out the Second City Gridiron. I think that's it. Where it's like my man go into a lot of stuff real deep into the block and the run and everything, really. For 5 hours, man. He really get into deep in details and defense and everything, man. I like it. Even though he's not a professional, anybody that's claiming they're professional, but he's sitting there going into the details. You can't deny those. You know what I'm saying? But I comment on all types of Chicago media. You know what I'm saying? And right now it's to the point where the Chicago Bears has a black quarterback. It's not getting the opportunity to even grow into a professional quarterback. He's not getting an opportunity to even talk in the media, right? To grow into the media. It's not letting them get a chance to do that. They're not letting them get a chance to grow into a pocket quarterback where he's learning things. He's learning the defense. They're not giving him a chance. 3 games into the season, they want him to be thrown around like Peyton Manning or some old freak like Zappy or some shit. Somebody just freak out of nature somewhere, like the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, that's not, nobody's game planning for these backup quarterbacks. They can come in and run 2-3 games without, if they don't make no mistakes, everything should run smooth. You know what I'm saying? Until everybody get enough tape. That's enough tape there. 2-3 games, that's good. By that time, that backup quarterback is going to be looking like a backup quarterback, like they supposed to. Like, stop. I can't take Chicago media, bro. That was at the point where they start talking about Trevor Siemian for a minute. Like, come on, really? That's what we had. Y'all got, come on, man. Y'all need to slow y'all fucking rolls, bro. First of all, we're 2-4. First 6 games. Can none of y'all deny the fact that at the very least we should be 4-2? See what I'm saying? Mooney catch a pass in the end zone. That's a game right there automatically, right? That Minnesota game is the only game that itches me, right? It burns me up because it's no way in the hell you should be running around letting the one receiver catch 10 passes in the first half. Like, what was that about? You know what I'm saying? And still had a chance to win at the end. Like every game, the Green Bay game, chance to win at the end. Again, the refs be fucking us in every late night. Hope they don't get us again this Monday night, man. They always fucking us. Every time we do a primetime game, the referees fuck us at least 3 times in that game. At least 3 blatant fuck ups. Blatant joints that cost us the game, bro. Every time we do a motherfucking prime time. Every time. Last week, we did it Thursday night. Blatant pass interference. Nigga grabbed his head, neck, folded him up like a pretzel. Meanwhile, the ball was hitting him in the face. Like, come on, bro. Had another pass interference. Nigga ain't never turn around. Smacking Pettis' hands. How you gonna let him do that? Never turn around. Still ain't never turned around. To this day, ain't turned around yet. Why you let him do that? Why the refs letting them do that? Field slide, whole head getting taken off. Why? Why him? Why he gotta get his head took off when he slide? Like, what is that about? Like, come on, man. Come on. So back to, like, for example, the Minnesota game. Allen is my problem. The only problem I have with all this coaching staff, I love this coaching staff too. Flutes, Getsy, I like all that shit. My problem is the defensive coordinator, man. I'm not feeling that dude. I just don't like the personality he give. He just don't give me defensive coordinator, bruh. I don't know why. I just know for a fact Flus is taking over some of these second halves. I just know it. I know for a fact. Whenever you say I go in the second half, we go back and read. Why you have to do that all the time? Why the defensive coordinator can't make these changes during the game, man? I'm not liking this coordinator, bro. Like when I see San Francisco defensive coordinator, that's a defensive coordinator. I like that. He does a lot of different things. You be all fucked up. I like it. Then I watch him. It's like, huh? How can you let this man catch 10 catches, bro? And you had the same defense like that? How can you let the Giants run this bootleg? What is that about? Soon as Justin Fields run two bootlegs around the corner and get 20 yards, next you know 3 people in front of him when to run this bootleg now. Why that can't happen with the Bears? Why the defensive coordinator can't make that happen? Why the hell the Giants quarterback run bootlegs for 40 yards back to back to back to back and score touchdowns? Don't even have to throw the ball. But yet Chicago media is fucking Fields up when he don't throw the ball. He threw the ball 30-something times last week. They still want him to throw some more. Well, they need to start throwing him more. What? He got murdered half of the time he dropped back. And he threw the ball almost 30 times. Really? More? You want more though, but you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to get getting hit. Like, come the fuck on. I can't take Chicago media. Be honest with you. I like Hope and John podcast. I like that podcast. It's kind of different from the CHGO thing. CHGO is more of they more feelings and more tabloids and more, gossip. When the Hogan John joint, it's more Hope come on in with that garbage, but John, hold up, am I getting them mixed up? Yeah, Hope come on in with that same CHGO stuff. But John be on that John like, oh no. But he goes into the facts. He break it down and he makes sure that it ain't feelings. It ain't all about gossip. It's about the reality of what it is. So I like that podcast. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he snapped Hold back into reality, But Chicago Bears, a few things I want to get into. The quarterbacks is the main thing, right? Because right now, nobody in the Chicago media is even giving this black quarterback even a chance to do any fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? To learn anything. Meanwhile, around the league, you got Jets quarterback drafted same time, trash. If he ain't running the ball, he ain't doing nothing else. You feel me? But nobody complain about him. They ain't tossing around all the goddamn place like Manning. You feel me? Go around the league, man. All these quarterbacks, man. It's just like, come on, bro. Nobody in their media is crashing these quarterbacks. You got Giants quarterback been there for 4 years. He's some trash. Complete trash. He ain't gonna get no better than what he is. He's just trash. Like, really? But he get 4 years and still getting compared to Fields. Really? This shit's just annoying, bro. Real annoying. Now, let's get into some of the stats. Now, as you can see here, these are the quarterbacks in the league. You see Josh Allen is in the league. In the league with 8.3 yards a attempt. Keep in mind, they throw the ball a lot with 239 attempts for Josh Allen. Now, keep in mind, it's a fully loaded squad. From the line of scrimmage, even one of the linemen that Poles recognized Yates. He tried to snatch him out of there, but motherfucker made Chicago made the Bills have to pay him. But they got a solid line and solid receivers. Solid receivers. Period. They gonna score. They gonna run up the catch. They gonna get their man. You know what I'm saying? And they've been together now for 2 years straight. All of them, the line of scrimmage and the quarterback and the receivers. So that's Josh Allen. 8.3 yards an attempt, 239 attempts. Now, let me see here. 4 interceptions, 17 touchdowns. 4 interceptions, 17 touchdowns. Now he leads everything. The next person, do they have these in order? Let me see. They got it in order of yards of attempt by lead. So Matt Ryan will be next with 7 yards of attempt. 253 attempts for Matt Ryan. 67 completion average. 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's Matt Ryan. Matthew Stafford, 8 interceptions, 6 touchdowns. Joe Burrow, 5 interceptions. Carson Wentz, 6 interceptions. Lamar Jackson, 6 interceptions. I'm about to go to Justin Fields in 1 minute. Let's go to more interception. All right. We got Jameis Wilson, 5 interceptions. And Mac Jones, 5 interceptions. Justin Fields, 5 interceptions. Let's go on Justin Fields' stats now. We're going to pair him with Josh Allen because he's in the lead. You know? So now, hold on. All right, let's go to stats. All right, here we go. Now, we don't even want to do this. We want to do this season, right? All right, here we go. 63 attempts. And that's compared to 239 attempts for Josh Allen. My bad. They got it flipped around. It's 115 attempts, which is half of Josh Allen. Just half of Josh Allen so far. 869 yards. Now, keep in mind, all last year he had 1,800 yards and 270 attempts. Now, he already had half of his attempts from last year already. And he had almost half of the yards he had last year. He averaging 7.6 yards, which is more than he averaged last year. Now, he down on touchdowns, which is a few was dropped. From 7 to 4. Well, that's all the last season. He had 7 touchdowns. He got 4 touchdowns this year already. And it should have been more. He had 10 interceptions all year last year. He got 5 now. Now, he played 12 games last year. So far this year he only played 6 games. Started all 6. He got 869 yards. Seven fumbles. I don't remember fumbled 7 times. Oh, maybe they put them in not losses too though. All right. So he got 4 touchdowns, and he got 1 running touchdown too. So that's all right. Now, as I look at these stats, right? I watch every game. I watch the replay of the games of every game this season. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been telling everybody, these Chicago medias, we have our quarterback, bro. We passed that. All right. We passed the quarterback thing. Right now, we just gotta let him grow and worry about everything else. Now, when you get concerned is will he get hurt? You know what I'm saying? Will he lose his confidence by getting hit? You feel me? Now, that brings me to the offensive line. Right now, they got offensive line set up there that they had all season so far. And when I look at the shit, the offensive line is decent to me. Besides that Redskin game, I don't know what was going on in that Redskin game. But we always got to keep in mind that the starting left guard is hurt. So everything now is like makeshift stuff. So it's gonna be tight when you do the makeshift thing. You feel me? Now, let's talk about Braxton Jones. We got Tevin Jenkins. So right now, first thing I want to do is go to what I'm gonna do is go to the lineman rankings. And what I want to do is look up all the linemen where they ranked at, and you know what I'm saying, and see where are we at. You know. Okay, which brings me to pose too. First of all, brought in a black GM, and he come in. I mean, it's a lot of bloated contracts. You know what I'm saying? We're still paying a lot of people. You know, and it was a choice to make. Do we continue with the team we have? Right? We'll be competitive. Might not be strong enough to win a Super Bowl right now. We could make a good punch at it. But the next 2-3 years going to look terrible if we keep all these players. Because we got to keep paying them and all of them will be older. So he made a decision to say, hey, we go these next 2 years with the players as they decline, or we start now. Now, if I'm coming into the Chicago Bears, and that's my option, right? I'm starting now because my time just started now. I need everything to start now. I can't come in and go 2 years with things that was already here. You know what I'm saying? So I have to restart this thing now to start my time on the clock. You know what I'm saying? So I would have done the same thing. I would just got rid of much big contracts I could before I can get to know these people good enough. Just like they did. And I started drafting people, man, like they did. 11 draft picks. You know what I'm saying? For Pose. All these rookies are like that. You know what I'm saying? All up. I like all these rookies. Except for I ain't see too much of the center. But the rest of them, man, it's like, man. Now, one of the running backs, I'm not really feeling him. Now, preseason he was good, but lately he ain't been, what's the name? You know what I'm saying? When they bring him in, he don't have that same explosion he had. I think that'd be Egner might be the one bust that where they not a bust? That was a real late pick. Wasn't nothing else, but then again, you never know, man. these people grow into their positions and shit, you know. So you never know about Edrin, you know what I'm saying? But I think one day he's just gonna be, you know, right now the explosion ain't there like it was in the preseason. I don't know if he got hurt somewhere, just like Velus Jones. I don't know if they got. I know Velus Jones was hurt, so it's gonna take him a while to get really back in the full speed. But as far as punt return, he don't need to see no more of those. No more punt returns with Velus Jones to next year. And then that'd be a permanent spot. And then he get dropping it in, then he get fired. You know what I'm saying? But now there's no problem in there. You know. Then we got Brisker. Man, beast safety, bro. Gordon. Man, these boys vicious, bro. Just like let me see.